The barbed wire fence, it is the Statue of Liberty.
While Donald Trump says he'd like to see a woman president, just not Hillary Clinton.
She'll set you back a long way, women, if that happens. It'll be a long way before it happens again. You better be careful what you wish for.
Prosecutors dropped the remaining charges Wednesday against 3 Baltimore police officers awaiting trial in the death of Freddie Gray, blaming police for a biased investigation that failed to yield any convictions. An angry Baltimore State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby says the judge has made it clear he does not agree with the state's theories about the officer's culpability in Freddie Gray's death.
I have decided not to proceed on the cases against Officer Garrett, Sergeant Alicia White, or to relitigate the case against William Porter.
But defense attorney Ivan Bates says prosecutors did not conduct the in-depth, independent investigation they claimed they wanted.
We saw the state's attorney for Baltimore City walk down the steps and announce to the world the charges. Announce to the world what they felt and what they wanted the evidence to be.
Gray's death in police custody added fuel to the growing Black Lives Matter movement, set off massive protests in Baltimore, and led to the worst riots the city had seen in decades. Scientists suggest that sitting all day and not exercising is as dangerous as being obese or smoking. Researchers analyzed data from more than 1 million people and found it takes about 60 to 75 minutes of moderate intensity exercise to undo the damage of sitting for 8 hours a day. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey there, this is Eric Metaxas. Lately, I've been telling you about Liberty University's online degree programs. Liberty University is the world's largest Christian university with over 95,000 students studying around the world through Liberty's online programs. While there are a lot of universities who've jumped into online education, few can deliver on the promise of a quality education with such flexibility, and even fewer can actually point to a graduate of their online program like my friend Morgan from Nashville.
I did it. I actually got my degree from Liberty University. 2 degrees, actually. Not only has this process taught me self-discipline, I've also learned that it is never too late to fulfill your dreams. And I did it all online. I did it, and you can too.
Call Liberty University now at 800-424-9595. That's 800-424-9595, 800-424-9595, or visit liberty.edu/online. Flexible, affordable, possible.
Tonight, the Tower of Terror in California is being replaced, and it's making a lot of fans want to ooga chaka, more so than the drop sequence. Turkey legs are leaving Hollywood studios. Even they couldn't make it a full day there. And could Rivers of Light almost be finished, or will we be waiting for the next placeholder show, Guardians of the Galaxy Alive with Magic? You've read WDW News Today. Now you'll listen to WDW News Tonight. Yay, fake applause. Yay, yay. Welcome to the 22nd episode of WDW News Tonight. I'm Tom Corliss. You're not. There's Nicholas Cicero over there in the control room. Jason, do we ever show him when I say that?
Well, you say it so quickly, and then by the time I show him...
It's okay. There's his pretty face.
I waved to the wrong camera, and I waved that way.
What other camera? Is there another camera?
Well, no, I mean, I moved the camera this tonight.
Oh, yeah, it's in a different spot.
You like this angle? We should have the audience vote.
I do
Which
like
angle
that.
Do you like?
That angle's much better. You look usually far more pixelated and far away.
Huh?
And usually we're looking at the printer. I'm glad we're not looking at the printer.
Now you're looking at the window to the hallway.
And then there's Jason Diffendahl.
Yeah, no.
In the control booth who just has the Great Movie Right image we use behind him now.
Hello.
Yep. So yeah, all right. And now the news brought to you by TeePublic. A little bit of news this week, not nearly as much as the 30-minute marathon of last week, but we'll get through it, folks. We may not want to get our hopes up again, but there have indeed been rumblings that perhaps the Rivers of Light nighttime show at Animal Kingdom may be nearing completion. The show originally slated to debut April 22nd.
Wow.
Remember that?
It was a little while ago.
It was just a little.
Missed that.
Yeah. Was indefinitely delayed due to problems with the automated show barges / floats. Rumors indicate that time down has also been used to rewrite large portions of the show that management may have deemed too boring. Those portions mostly consisted of Tom Stagg's public speaking, of course. He's a nice guy.
He is.
He's fired. The show already.
Sure, he has a nice family.
has missed most of the summer 2016 season at Walt Disney World, as have most tourists. But Disney did create a filler show, of course, to placate guests over the last 2 months. Unfortunately, it was The Jungle Book Alive with Magic. If the rumors are true, a September debut seems likely, as that would be the end of the run for Alive with Magic. At the latest, we expect the show to begin performing in late November, early December, which is still before the opening of Pandora, the World of Avatar. Here's your Avatar joke of the week. There you go. Starting August 2nd, guests will no longer be able to find turkey legs at Disney Hollywood Studios. Jesus Christ, what can you find at this park? What's left? There's no food. There's no rides. The cast members are barely there. Oh, no.
It'll get better, Tom. It's okay.
It gets better, I promise.
Just read the construction walls.
That should be the next It Gets Better video. Hollywood Studios. I promise it gets better.
We should do a segment where we just read the Hollywood Studios construction walls. Just go around reading the walls.
Okay. This is why we leave the comedy to me, Nick. But anyway,
that wasn't comedy.
The season. Excuse me?
That wasn't meant to be comedy. Sad.
The seasonally operating Toluca Legs Turkey Company on Sunset Boulevard has been renamed the Sunshine Day Cafe and will offer a new menu, but will still be open about as often as Golden Oak Outpost in the Magic Kingdom. Meanwhile, your fries are gone, Nick. Your fries are gone. Get over it.
Get Figaro fries now, don't I, though?
Shut up. Meanwhile, the removal of the turkey legs will free up some room at Fairfax Fair to add baked potatoes. Baked potato options will include a 1-pound baked potato with tri-tip beef, brown gravy, and white cheddar, as well as the loaded Fairfax potato, including sour cream, cheddar, bacon, and a Fast Pass Plus for one ride on a gurney.
People said there's no healthy food around there.
Loaded fries at Beaches and Cream. I haven't made the post yet, but there are 3 loaded fry options at Beaches and Cream now.
Oh, yeah?
I know you still haven't been. We need to go.
Well, hopefully they're better than poutine.
They are. Depends what kind of poutine you're talking. Anyway, turkey legs were removed.
You know, the Canadian kind.
Yeah, turkey legs were removed. I'm not touching it. Were removed from Animal Kingdom as well, but Yak and Yeti's counter service drink window now sells them. Turkey legs at a drink window from the team that brought you Guardians of the Galaxy at California Adventure. Yep. Epcot and the Magic Kingdom also currently still offer turkey legs, as well as the foreign tourists order them. Few select counter service menus at Walt Disney World are now showing guests the amount of calories they will find in each dish. Disney fans were outraged when they heard this and asked why and what is a calorie? What is a calorie? I have no idea. Concept is being... I can't get in the door. Concept is being tested at a few counter service locations around property. So far, the Columbia Harbor House and Backlot Express. The menus handed out to guests at the location also feature this information. There you go.
It's good.
The calorie count.
We're trying.
I mean, it's not legally required in Florida. New York State, obviously, and some other places it is a legal requirement, but Disney nonetheless, I think, wants to put these. I don't think it's a bad idea. If people are on vacation, I don't think they generally care anyway. Maybe it will guide people to some of the healthier options on the menu, maybe. I would be interested to see the sales on different items before this change and after. I'd be interested to see if the average guest even really cares and if it really does affect them.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine caring too much. If you care, you're probably already on the lookout for certain items that you kind of know are going to be okay.
And the information's available otherwise anyway.
Well, it is.
You can find it. So it's just a nice service that it's up there. I don't think it's the end of the world. It doesn't ruin anything for me. I'm not going to go in there and be like, I'm not going to get this, because it's 1,000 calories.
I hate seeing the calorie count when they go to order at Starbucks. I hate that.
Well, because you're drinking your calories, and drinking your calories always feels like a waste compared to eating.
It does.
So, but anyway. The Jungle Navigation Company Limited Skipper Canteen debuted a new menu last week, another one featuring a whole fried fish. I don't know what makes guests more uneasy at this point, exotic food or alligator. Stuff room. I'm not saying guests aren't adventurous, but they asked if it came with plastic cheese to dip it in.
Yes.
Sure. Speaking of plastic cheese, the Plaza Restaurant.
Wow.
Now serving a version of the old Figaro fries. They're calling them Plaza Loaded Fries. Well, if Just like if you tried to bring Horizons back, we realized not everything we have fond memories of would still be good today when we tried these. These fries, Nick, were so bad.
Tom, how bad were they?
They were so bad that I heard a guest leaving say, I'm going to Bongos. Nick, they were so bad.
Yeah, how bad were they?
They were so bad that I heard a guest leaving say, I'm going to the ABC commissary.
Ooh.
Nick, they were so bad.
How bad were they?
They were so bad I heard a guest leaving say, I'm going to any counter service at Universal Orlando.
Ooh.
Ooh, Richter's.
Those are them, huh?
They suck.
Wow. Plain and simple.
They're the counter service shoestring fry, or whatever you call it. Are the shoestring?
Shoestring.
Yeah. They're awful. So 6 months ago, Plaza got rid of the steak fries, which are the side to get at Plaza. I know people like the chips. The chips are fine, but they're not the fries. Beyond that, the new menu items were terrible. I go read the review at wwnt.com, but Plaza, I love the Plaza. And they've really totaled that menu. It's real bad. Anyway. Nick, this week the Disney Channel greenlit a new show.
I'm excited.
It's a show about a boy whose right hand has a mind of its own. The show, of course, is called The Nicholas Cicero Story.
You don't want to know. Don't want to know.
Oh, my God. Anyway. I heard that, and I realized I needed to do a joke. I needed to do a joke.
Immediately thought of me and my right hand,
There goes half the audience. Bye-bye. See you later. All right, one last story.
Find my glasses,
this last
all.
story is a big one. So at the end of this, we're gonna bring in a couple of our panelists to talk about this. But I hate to say I told you so, Nick. Who am I kidding? I love to say I told you so. But it's my favorite thing to do. At the Marvel Studios panel at San Diego Comic-Con, Disney announced there will indeed be a Guardians of the Galaxy overlay for the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror in California. No, that's not a joke. That concept art you're seeing right now. That's the actual concept art you're seeing. Put
one in the win column for WWNT.
Yeah, just one. Anyway.
One.
No, we got Pizza Rizzo. We first reported this rumor back in April. We also last week told you that Comic-Con seemed to be the place for the announcement. I will admit, we did hear that they would announce the Universe of Energy attraction at that point, but it sounds like that may wait for the Expo next year at this point, because this is a little more timely. This is closing. Tower of Terror is closing in January, and this is set to open next summer, this attraction. So kind of the clock ticking on this one. I'll read you some of the announcement from Disney. At San Diego Comic-Con, Kevin Feige, president of Marvel Studios, announced a packed house that a Guardians of the Galaxy attraction is coming to California Adventure beginning in summer 2017. But remember, this is a Joe Rohde project that no one is excited for, so it should take much longer. The outrageous and irreverent gang will appear in Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, a comically high-energy, rocking new adventure. Guests will be right in the mix with characters from the blockbuster Guardians of the Galaxy films. Deep inside his fortress-like collection, the mysterious Taneleer Tivan, a.k.a. the Collector, is displaying his newest acquisitions, the Guardians of the Galaxy. They're trapped in customized display cases suspended over a vast abyss. And unbeknownst to their unscrupulous captor, the intrepid Rocket has escaped and is listing you, the Collector's VIP guests, for help. Guests board a gantry lift, which launches them into a chaotic and hilarious adventure as they join Rocket in an attempt to break out his fellow Guardians of the Galaxy. New attraction will anchor a broader universe of superheroes that will grow over time.
Continue. Guardians of the Galaxy? Sounds cool so far.
Yeah, anyway. It will be a broader universe of superheroes that will grow over time in California Adventure, which means they are going forward with that Marvel-themed land we also told you about a while ago. Exciting new presence will transform the structure currently housing the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, which means the Tower of Terror is going away, is what they're trying to tell you.
Goodbye.
Into an epic new adventure, enhancing the breathtaking free-fall sensation with an all-new visual and audio effects to create a variety of ride experiences. Guests will experience multiple random, unique ride profiles in which they will rise and fall of the gantry lift will rock the beat of music inspired by the film's popular soundtrack. Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout opens summer 2017 at Disney California Adventure Park. Yeah, pretty much. So this is a really big deal. I mean, obviously we told you months ago this was coming, but now that it's official, this is a historically significant moment for the Disney parks. Number one, it is the first true domestic attraction, full-blown attraction, featuring Marvel characters. So that's obviously a big deal. And beyond that, they're replacing what some people consider a quintessential Disney attraction, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, which, by the way, Twilight Zone not owned by the Walt Disney Company, mind you. But yeah, Jason, you're here. We'll talk to you about that. I don't know what happened to David. Did we not share the link with everyone, David? Or Jason,
did we not do that?
We forgot to do that. You probably need to put that in Slack.
Do you want to take a quick break? We can come back and have everybody?
Let's do that. Nick, could you plug T-Public, and we'll come right back and we'll talk more. I want to talk more about this.
Yeah, of course. Don't forget tonight, while you're listening to the show, go over to wdwnt.com and click on the TeePublic link. You'll shop from hundreds of designs for T-shirts, phone cases, prints, and more. They have all kinds of great stuff there. You get all kinds of cool graphics on all different array of products. WDW News Today logo apparel, of course, original creations, such as the popular Tom Corliss mean tweets. I really, yeah, you got it on tonight.
Rocking it tonight, man.
I want to find somebody in the park wearing that. That'll be cool.
My friend Chris actually bought one, and he wore it to the parks last week, and somebody ran into him and goes, "I know who that guy is."
Stop it.
It's a real thing.
Wait,
he told me.
Were you say? Oh, okay. I thought you were saying
Chris
next
wore
over there.
the
Okay.
shirt,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
somebody in the park was like, "I know who that guy is."
That's awesome.
It was pretty neat.
We, of course, celebrate our 9th anniversary. A couple weeks ago, we have a T-shirt up for that featuring the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad and 9th anniversary of WDWNT. It's a really cool logo. And so, head over there tonight, WDWNT.com, click on the TeePublic link, and start some shopping. Shopping today. It's good stuff. Tom, are we? I know later on the show.
David's on. If we just
We'll take a quick break. We'll get David on. We're doing the Disney Parks Pursuit tonight, and we need to put out a call for contestants.
We need 4 contestants for the ultimate challenge of Disney Parks knowledge.
So I'm going to put that out there right now. 407-774-8255. Give us a call. We'll sign you up to play Disney Parks Pursuit a little bit later on in the program. You're listening to WDW News Tonight. Or 1520 WBZW and listen.wdwnt.com.
Hi, I'm Abhi Golhar, the host of Real Estate Deal Talk radio show heard all over the country. Now, I'm not an HGTV star or someone who flips houses for TV. I'm an authentic investor who lives in Atlanta, Georgia, and invests in Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, and around the country. I make money in real estate many different ways, and I love to help others do the same. I have a philosophy that if you help people get where they want to go, then you'll end up there too. There are many ways to connect with me, but one of the most effective ways is to do so through Facebook. I'm actively involved in the investing community, and I'll be happy to connect with you and answer your questions. Please connect with me on Facebook by going to Facebook and typing in Real Estate Deal Talk. Again, that's Real Estate Deal Talk, and I'll be happy to answer your questions there. Also, I have a free Investors mini-series I'd be happy to share for free, again, on Facebook. See you there. Can't wait to answer your questions.
This is a special invitation for business owners or human resources managers representing companies of 50 or more employees. The retirement planning strategists at Lucia Capital Group will travel to your city and present a customized private retirement planning seminar for your employees. Rick Plum and Terry Keys have spoken to thousands of individuals about planning for retirement and addressed their concerns about outliving their money, stock market volatility, managing taxes, company-sponsored retirement benefit plans, and more. Now they're available to speak to your organization. This is a convenient way for your employees to get their retirement questions answered and learn how a plan can be designed to integrate all of their retirement resources. Call Lucia Capital Group to schedule a private retirement planning meeting. Call 800-644-1150. That's 800-644-1150. Rick Plum and Terry Keys are registered representatives of and offer securities through Lucia Securities LLC, a registered broker-dealer member SIPC. Lucia Securities is a wholly owned subsidiary of Lucia Capital Group, a registered investment advisor. All investments are subject to risk, including loss of principal.
Welcome back to WDW News Tonight. We are live on AM 1520 WBZW in Orlando, live at WDWNT.com, live on YouTube, and of course live on WDWNT the app. We're live in a lot of places. But the reason... And what was that?
I said that we are. So.
Yeah. I want to remind people the phone number to call to play Disney Parks Pursuit is going to be 407-774-8255. That's 407-774-8255. I wasn't sure if Nick said the number or not. I don't remember. But we already have one person signed up. There's 3 more slots left. Some great prizes from Theme Park Connection. I still have a #1 Haunted Mansion comic to give away.
Really?
I think that's going to be our big prize tonight. #1 variant cover comic from the Disney parks. Pretty cool prize. Along with some other stuff. Everybody for playing, though, will get something. We'll send a Disneyland 60th paperweight or something else.
All right, sounds good.
There you go. The reason we took the break, we weren't quite ready with everybody, but David Smith is with us, also Jason Diffendahl. I call these guys our historians. I wanted to have them on to talk about this because, again, this is a historically important moment for the Disney parks, this Guardians of the Galaxy attraction. #1, it's replacing the Tower of Terror. #2, it's the start of an entire new themed land for California Adventure. #3, it is the first domestic Disney theme park attraction to use Marvel characters in a Marvel franchise. So it's pretty important. Obviously, the community, for the most part, seems fairly negative about this, although after I wrote my editorial this week where I said it's really not that big of a deal, there seemed to be a lot of people that came out of the woodwork and agreed that maybe this isn't such a bad thing. So what do you guys think? Is this the end of Disney California Adventure as we know it, or are people blowing this out of proportion? What's
it's
the historical...
The end. Everyone's going to boycott.
Yeah.
No, I think here, I don't know. What I do think is that the people that think that Tower of Terror at California Adventure is a quintessential Disney attraction must not have gone on the one in Florida because it's a neutered version of it. So
neutered is taking it lightly.
So I'm glad that they're doing it at California Adventure. There'd be much more outrage if they were doing it at studios in Florida. I'm also glad that they're doing it. You know, one attraction that is, in my mind, sort of expendable because we have a clone of it. They're actually decloning an attraction. This is the first time that I think they're decloning an attraction as well.
Other than the Country Bear Jamboree.
Well, that, unfortunately, yes.
It was declawing.
Yeah, that's good, Nick. Nick, remind me to give you a gold star when the show's over.
But here's the thing. If this goes over well, I think that will make much more significant changes in the future, very likely. If this flops terribly, which I kind of hope it does...
why do you hope it does?
Well, I don't know. Because I'd rather them add new things than take away old things.
But if that surrounding area is set to become Marvel, why have this tower? Here's my point of view on that part of it. If you look at Disney's Hollywood Studios right now, you come to Disney's Hollywood Studios, it is nice that there is a Star Wars presence there already, because even though there was a Star Wars land coming, people come and they don't feel necessarily cheated. Like, there was still this great Star Wars fireworks show, and there's still Star Tours, and there's Launch Bay, and there's lots of Star Wars things to do. The nice thing would be if there's going to be a 2 to 3 year construction of a Marvel land at California Adventure, would it not be nice to give people a little taste that if there's already something open, people won't necessarily feel cheated, and it might actually be a nice way to sort of give them a coming attraction. If they do a good enough job with this, people ride this and be like, well, if they re-themed Tower of Terror this good to Guardians, I can't wait for that Captain America thing to open.
Right, and I do totally agree with you on that point. My concern is that if they start taking away attractions in Florida instead of building a whole new land, that would be a bigger concern. So in California, they are taking away one attraction, and they have space to build a whole land behind it.
Well,
in Florida,
the problem in California is Tower is just huge. It's huge, so anything you put next to it is affected. For Pete's sake, I mean, look at Cars Land. Cars Land, you get on Radiator Springs Racers, and there's all these great views. And then, oh, look, there's the Cozy Cone, and there's flows, and then there's just this big beige building sticking up in the middle. Cars Land is this really great thing that really is its own world, but there's this horrible, horrible building that intrudes upon it. That's not going to change with Guardians, but that's a problem. If you're going to build a land directly around the base of Tower of Terror, you really, truly don't have an option to keep it.
Which is fine.
That's the issue. So in Florida, I think we have something called the Blessing of Size. And with the Blessing of Size, we don't have to build Marvel Land if it ever happens. anywhere near Tower of Terror. We don't
Which
have
would
to
be
build
good.
It could be in its own park.
Well, we'll see if that happens. No, and I agree. And I think having Marvel Land be its own land, separate from every other land, would be fine with me. I just don't want them taking over existing attractions to make a Marvel Land.
Right. I guess I'm of a similar mindset. And if I just separate out the Marvel Land from this whole thing and just look at Tower of Terror turning into Guardians of the Galaxy, I still don't have an issue with it because it is DCA. A theme park that survived Superstar Limo, barely, but it survived. It can certainly survive this, and I think it's actually a fairly good use. Now, I think what some of the pushback has been from fans is simply that it is Tower of Terror, and when everybody thinks of Tower of Terror, I think they're really thinking of the Florida version, which they really can't touch. But the California version was, to use that phrase, neutered, although I think castrated is probably the correct phrase.
Yeah.
That it's not the same attraction. It doesn't hold that same level of being a classic. So
right.
if they
it's also
turn this,
nowhere near as old.
Right. So if they could turn it into something that really, really gets people excited about the Marvel properties and Guardians of the Galaxy, and they can continue that film franchise and make it a larger property, then by all means, I think it's a good idea. Yeah. I think the only thing that really concerns me is just it still looks like Tower of Terror. They could put all the lights and all the effects on the outside. It still looks like Tower of Terror to me at the end of the day.
The facade is the one thing I can get with everybody on. I understand the problem with that, but it is what it is. But I think the problem is that building, everyone says it fits the theme. It looks terrible behind Carthay regardless. It's not a pleasant-looking building. I don't know what they were thinking when they designed the California one, but it's a hideous structure, and why they built it again in Paris, I don't really know. Probably monetary reasons. I'm sure it was cheap. Here's the problem with Tower of Terror. It's a fantastic ride system, but the way they built it in California, it doesn't service the actual story it's supposed to. In Florida, it does. In Florida, it starts as a normal elevator. Things start to get weird, and then you move forward, and that's when you realize something's not right, and then suddenly you're plummeting up and down. And the thing is, in California, that's not what happens. In California, you get in an elevator after crossing through a nonsensical hallway, because everybody knows when you board an elevator, there's always a hallway between the door and the elevator. Like that apparently is a real thing. But beyond that, when you get on the elevator, it then proceeds to back up. Like, I guess we're supposed to believe it's a normal elevator. The idea behind Tower of Terror is you board an elevator. It's supposed to just be an elevator. It goes up, and then suddenly something goes wrong. Not in California, where it suddenly just decides to be the elevator from Willy Wonka that can go in any direction at any time. That's why I've always called it the Wonka-vator, because it doesn't make sense. And then at the exit, it returns you right back where you came from and puts you out this exit hallway that is literally the most unthemed hallway in the history of Disney theme parks. And I dare you to prove me wrong on that. There's nothing there. There's like a bulletin board with barely anything in it. Otherwise, it's beige, and it looks like it could be from any time period but the 1930s.
So here's my question then. Are they going to retheme that hallway?
Absolutely. They're going to retheme the whole thing. Look at that concept art. That concept art looks 5 million times more interesting than anything that exists in that Tower of Terror currently. The Tower of Terror lacks the build-up that you get in Florida. You walk through that whole courtyard outside, through the bushes and everything. Then you walk through that patio. You build up to that moment where you finally get into the lobby. And in California, literally, it's like a switchback around a planter for 10 feet, and then you're suddenly in the lobby. And then there's a 3-story boiler room. What hotel has a 3-story boiler room that, number one, you never went downstairs to get to? Like, what? Like, you can obviously tell as a first-time guest that entire area is that weird section that goes up 3 stories outside. That's the big box. Like, you clearly know you're 3 floors up on the building.
You don't ever go down.
The boiler room.
You don't ever go down anywhere to get to the boiler room in Florida.
That's true, but it's 1 floor. It could very easily just be the back of the bottom floor of the building.
And all the points you make are very well taken. I think this attraction in DCA was a product of Disney having to rush something at a low budget to try to fix the park.
Absolutely.
So we see the mistakes that they made. It's pretty obvious the mistakes that they made. And I think that's the argument in my mind as to why it doesn't really matter that they're getting rid of this version of Tower of Terror.
Exactly.
Right.
It's a fantastic ride system, but if in California they never did it the right way anyway, why not come up with a concept for that ride system that will work? And I think, honestly, you being in this gantry thing, it goes backwards right away. You're in a sci-fi movie. Elevators and transport systems do that in sci-fi movies. You know when they don't do that? In 1930s maintenance service elevators. So it makes sense to me. It's actually a decent storyline. I have to say, and on this show we talked about it when it was rumored, I said it sounded pretty stupid. Honestly, the story they came up with, I don't think is that bad. I think it sounds pretty interesting.
And here's the other point, is that everyone who's a fan of Tower of Terror in California, so if you're a local and that's your favorite attraction and you've never ridden the one in Florida, okay, fine. That's not your favorite attraction because of the storyline and the theming.
No.
It's your favorite attraction because of the ride system. And even in Florida, it's a lot of people's favorite attraction because of the ride system.
But I think in Florida, for us as fans, it's so much was the storytelling, but the storytelling in Florida is everywhere. It's this giant outside queue, and then going through the lobby, and then and that Fifth Dimension scene, and our exit is phenomenal.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The Fifth Dimension scene in Florida is what makes this attraction a classic. It's groundbreaking. When it opened in 1994, it's something that doesn't exist anywhere else, and in California, you don't have that. You're not missing anything by retheming the ride system.
It's not the worst thing ever. I think we as fans, or I've at least always been angry at the California version because I think it is. It's a castrated version of one of the greatest attractions ever built. The same way, possibly, that Pirates of the Caribbean in Florida is a castrated version of the Disneyland. However, at the end of the day, it's still Pirates. It still has the show scenes. It's a whole different beast.
And it's nowhere near the Florida version of Pirates may be neutered or partially neutered, whereas the California version of Tower of Terror is really castrated. It's much more extreme what you're missing.
And also, it's not a ride that has big physical scenes either. It's the big difference. Is Pirates, the bulk is still there, as opposed to Tower, where so much of what makes it Tower of Terror isn't there in California.
Exactly. And that's why the people in California who are lamenting the loss of one of their favorite rides are not going to lose anything, because they're going to get the same ride system with better theming and a more cohesive storyline that makes sense with the ride. So I don't see what they're upset about, because they're not going to be losing anything. What are they losing? They're losing a poorly developed they're losing a poorly developed ride that doesn't mesh with its storyline because it was a castrated clone. That's what they're losing.
David, you were a Californian. What does this ride really mean anything?
No, it doesn't mean anything, and nor is it a central point of the area that it's in within the California Adventure. It is.
Well, that land is a wreck anyway.
Yeah, it's all by itself. It's just sitting there, just sitting. And
it really is. It's an eyesore.
Yeah, I mean, if they do something better with it, perfect. And I think what I'm curious about, though, is it seemed like they were so desperate to move Guardians of the Galaxy anywhere within the U.S. parks that this became the choice. Do you think that's really the case, or do you think that they thought, hey, if we're going to redo this ride system, Guardians of the Galaxy fits here? Could they have chosen another Marvel property that may have fit in here a little bit better? Or maybe they have other plans for those properties, so that's why they went with Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think for sure they wanted Guardians. Guardians made a tremendous amount of money. It's a good franchise for them. But beyond that, if you think about the collector, as soon as they said it's the collector, I thought about the boxes. I thought about the boxes in the movie, and I thought, the thing could just be a box. It's not an elevator anymore. It's a storage unit, and it's moving into place. but then something goes wrong with it. Why does it not make sense? I don't think there's another Marvel franchise at all that makes any sense with that ride system. I think whoever decided the collector and the storage units was the storyline is a genius. I don't know. Nobody really thought when we put out this rumor, like, how on earth is this going to work? And then they announced it. I was like, well, they kind of made us all look stupid because this is not a really bad idea. And that's where we are now. I think you can make the arguments for the facade, you can make the arguments for the placement of it, but I don't think it's going to look any worse than it looks now over Carthay and anything else in that park. The sad thing is, why would you knock that down? You're not going to knock down that building regardless.
Right. No, you're not.
It's the Tower of Terror. You spent all that money on it. You know,
yeah,
and
the ride system. You've got a great ride system in a building that is necessary to house it.
Yeah.
There's no point in knocking it down or moving it. Yeah. And I think probably, David, to get back to your question, which is a good question, they probably came up with, like, here's 10 different possible Marvel properties and 10 different possible places they could go. Let's see who came up with the best fit. And as Tom said, I think this is a really good fit. It's a really good fit for the ride system, and it is probably one of their priority Marvel properties because it did make a lot of money.
And I think the Universe Energy rumors tell you that they're definitely looking to push Guardians.
Yeah.
Although it is also one of the few franchises they have the power to put in Florida anyway. So.
Right. And plus, if they could turn this attraction into kind of the opening scene of a much larger area of the park, then I think it becomes even a better idea because, as your opening act, that's something that you can really anchor an entire land based on Marvel.
I mean, that may not even be the opening act, because who knows if Monsters, Inc. and all that are staying. It could shift that way, too.
Yeah, that's true.
Who knows? I mean, the Frozen musical is in place now, but...
I mean, that's the only question is you've got the Frozen there, and that's kind of in the way of Marvel taking over.
And it probably won't be. It probably is the parking lot. There's a parking lot behind Tower.
Yeah.
Likely Tuck and Roll's Drive 'em Buggies, if not all of Bugs Land. I don't think it will be all of Bugs Land, but Tuck and Roll Drive 'em Buggies for sure is history. The thing doesn't work properly. It's a piece of garbage. It's going to go. And so it'll be the parking lot and Tuck and Roll, and that whole little area will be Marvel Studios. And that's kind of weird. Nick, you haven't really spoken a lot. We're going to wrap up here in a moment. Nick, what do you think? I know you're a big Marvel guy. You love Guardians. I'm sure you're more than fine with it.
Yeah, I was letting you guys have at it. I mean, I've spoke my piece before, but yeah, I'm all for it. Honestly, it's hard though because I don't know. I'm going on, what I'm hearing that people don't really care about it. The people I know that live out there don't really care about it. So honestly, I consider that kind of the truth. Probably if you took a poll, people don't like change, and that's
I don't like change.
Don't like change.
We'll hear that later.
No, seriously, but it's a good idea. And they came up, like you said, with a solid theme, and I think they had to, because whether or not maybe it's the not as good of a version as we have, it's still an iconic, kind of thing. The name of it's beloved. They have to do something good to replace it. And their first Marvel attraction over here in the States can't suck. None
of them should suck, but the first one especially.
It has to be, and it has to be.
Yeah. So last thing I want to say is, as far as the Twilight Zone theme, I love the Twilight Zone. It's relevant to me. I think anyone younger than me, it probably means absolutely nothing. The Galaxy is a movie that made a tremendous amount of money. There's a sequel that's going to make a tremendous amount of more money. If you think the Twilight Zone is a stronger franchise than Guardians of the Galaxy, you're greatly mistaken. And that hurts me because I love the Twilight Zone. I really, really do. I used to watch them all the time. I still watch them whenever I happen to flip through channels and they're on. But it's not as strong of a franchise right now, and Disney doesn't own it. Disney has a franchise they need to promote, and Twilight Zone's not one of them, and it's not the most relevant version of the ride anyway. So who really cares?
And it's not like Twilight Zone is a classic Disney property anyway. So.
No, it's not, but it should remain in Florida, and I will tell you,
agreed.
I will be at the front of the picket line with everyone else if they ever decide to remove it in Florida. So, Anyway, so Nick, when we come back, we're going to have the Disney Parks Pursuit. We still need how many contestants on that?
We still need 2 contestants.
Two contestants. The number is 407-774-8255. Everyone gets a prize for playing. The main prize, that number 1 variant cover Haunted Mansion comic. Also, when we come back, Nick and I are angry about things even more so than Guardians of the Tower. So we'll be right back.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan. If eligible, receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits with low or no out-of-pocket cost. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier drug and alcohol treatment referral service operating 24/7. We help connect you with facilities nationwide that accepts PPO private health insurance for substance abuse. If you have PPO substance abuse coverage and you need immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center, call us now. Call our live referral helpline today. The call is free. This program is not available to Medicare or Medicaid customers.
Call 877-247-1585. 877-247-1585. 877-247-1585. That's 877-247-1585.
Hi, Bill Files here, GM of Salem Media Group Orlando. You've heard me talk about half-price tuition, a great new program we have where folks just like you can purchase tuition to the finest Christian schools in Central Florida at half price. No catch, no kidding. I want to share with you some comments from a listener who recently purchased tuition for her daughter. This listener called me, and once she found out that the program was for real, she and her husband decided to buy it. She said, "Before we hang up, I wanted to thank you and to share with you that my husband and I have been praying for a way to send our girl to Christian school. Your half-price tuition program has made that possible. Thank you." This is what it's all about. If you or someone you know could benefit from our half-price tuition program, I hope you'll give me a call, 407-618-1760, or visit our website, AmazingRadioDeals.com. Half-price tuition, another positive idea. Salem Media Group Orlando. Schools like the Geneva School and Altamont Christian right now. Go online to AmazingRadioDeals.com.
Hi, Jim. Something wrong with your garage door opener? Nothing's wrong. I'm showing off my new smart garage door opener. A smart garage door opener? Yeah, I can open the door with my phone, turn off the lights. It's secure and easy. Jan loves it. We have smartphones, smart TVs, everything's smart, right? Well, most things. But now I have a smart garage door opener thanks to Florida Door Solutions.
It's time to get smart with your garage door opener from Florida Door Solutions, featuring LiftMaster with built-in Wi-Fi that connects to MyQ. It works from multiple devices, plus adapts to home security cameras. You can even check your door status from work. It's the smart way to go. Florida Door Solutions handles all the top brands, from Clopay, LiftMaster, Overhead Door, and more. And they've got the reputation for doing the job right the first time, providing doors and openers to some of the biggest projects in Central Florida, like the new Orlando Fire Department.
Wow, a smart garage door. Think smart, be smart, Danny, with Florida Door Solutions.
Call 866-FLA-DOOR or online at FLADoor.com.
I thought you accidentally played the old radio show thing. That was. Welcome back to WDW News Tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're still waiting on one, right?
Yeah, we still need one. Do you want to start with 3, or should we wait?
We have to be angry first anyway, so I figure in the meantime we'll, while we're doing that, the number again to call and play, 407-774-8255. One spot left in the Disney Parks Pursuit. We need one more contestant. Everybody's going to get a prize mailed to them regardless, thanks to Theme Park Connection. The main prize is going to be that number 1 issue Haunted Mansion comic, the Disney Parks variant cover, which has been sold out for a very long time. So it's a pretty cool prize. If not, you still get something Disneyland 60th related for playing regardless.
Excellent.
Kind of cool. But Nick, in the meantime, we're mad.
I have access to the entire Gershword library. This new console is done.
It's a damn poor mind indeed. Can't think of at least 2 ways to spell a word.
No privacy. It's all around this place.
I don't like Sam.
I don't like Jane. It was bad. It was awful. It was terrible. Get him away. Hey, boo!
Nick, what are you angry?
Tom, look, I I said I don't like it at Starbucks. I don't like it anywhere, especially in my theme parks. I really look when I go to eat. I go to eat. And I think I'm conscious about eating well sometimes, right? All right. No.
Outside
Bear
of the
with
parks,
me.
you are, yeah.
Well,
I agree.
see, and that's
you were always
the
eating
thing.
granola.
Thank you. All right, and I save my gluttony for when I go to the theme parks and want to eat my loaded fries or my whatever, my milkshakes and my bacon burgers and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't like to see it, because when I see it, then it's real. And I don't need it to be real. I'm in a fantasy
You're
world.
mad about calories.
Oh, I'm not mad about calories. I'm mad that you're putting it in front of my face. Look, I get it. People are not going to make choices based on a number that's sitting on the menu. All it's doing is shaming, and maybe that's part of the point.
It's like the original Habit Heroes.
Look, I don't like it, and it's a weird mind thing. And you know what? The crappy thing about it is it might force me to not get something that I want, because I'm like, it's too many calories. Gives a crap. Eat it and then walk it off.
All right.
You'll be fine.
Nick, I'm angry, as usual, at the rest of the Disney Online community.
Yeah, they do that to you.
So I tweeted earlier about this,
Oh.
even though it's been happening for a while. This not even Mad Tea Party, but this Alice in Wonderland themed nightly party thing. It's
It
not
is?
nightly; it's like once a week.
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, and all the resorts are doing something similar. But the Grand Floridian is doing one tied into Wishes, where you could sit in what's essentially the recycled Mad Tea Party seating from California and enjoy drinks and stuff at the Grand Floridian. And I tweeted about it a couple hours ago. Needless to say, now there are several other blogs sitting there. It's been going on for weeks, but because I tweeted it, of course, now everybody's got to go.
I see.
So I'm mad that everybody's jumping on my stories as usual. So
Especially when you're usually wrong. That's just kidding. They wouldn't try to jump on your
Keeps the
stories
Rizzo,
if you weren't always
Hour
right.
of Terror Guardian. I'm going to keep going. Skipper Canteen. Jock Lindsay
Now
being Indiana Jones.
Now we need to
themed.
test this. We need to test this by putting some weird fake story out there, then seeing how many bloggers show
Everybody
up.
says April Fool's every year. I should do that, but I keep thinking like it's some random other time of the year I should do it, and we should see how many people bite onto it. It'd be kind of fun. Lord of the Rings. I may just say Lord of the Rings was that. Anyway, do we have...
wait.
What? No, moving on. We're moving on.
Wait.
What? Huh?
So Lord of the Rings isn't coming to Disney World?
I don't know. Do we have 4 contestants for the Disney parks?
I've been patiently waiting.
Do we have 4
I've been
contestants?
planning my
Nick,
Lord of the Rings.
Nick, I
trip.
need you
We have
to
three.
focus.
We have three
still have
contestants.
3. We can play with 3 contestants.
All right.
But if not, you have like 2 seconds to call in. You get a prize just for playing. It's a really fun game. It's not terribly difficult, I promise. It's 407-774-8255 to play. You get a guaranteed prize. I can see how many of you are watching. I have those numbers in front of me. There's a lot of you. And only 3 people on the phone. So what are you doing just sitting there? Become a part of the show. Get a prize. Come on.
Well,
have some
this
fun.
one is a little daunting to people.
It's not. It's a
Apparently
longer
it's not-
game, but it's a lot of fun.
It's
So I'll
daunting.
tell you what, I'll explain the rules.
Yeah, explain the
You
rules.
got a
I
phone
think we got a
Go ahead.
call.
Okay. So we're going to be playing the Disney Parks Pursuit. And what the Disney Parks Pursuit is, like of all of our other games, it's a ripoff of something in the real world. And what we're ripping off is the Trivial Pursuit. But what we're doing in this case is it's really a combination of all of our games here at WDWNT. So what we do is you have to collect 6 pie pieces. And the 6 pie pieces are music, places, time, trivia, food, and quotes. And exactly what those are, for music, Nick will play a musical choice. And Nick, they have to name the tune or finish.
You know what? Not finish the lyrics. They can name the tune or the attraction where you
Name
can
the
hear
tune
it.
or attraction where you can find it. For places, I'll give you 3 clues. You have to tell me where at Walt Disney World I am. For time, I'll give you an event. You have to give me the year that it happened in. For trivia, it is a general Disney Parks trivia question. For food, I will give you the name of a food item. You can tell me where it can be found. And for quotes, it will be a quote from somewhere at the Disney Parks. You tell me what attraction, show, or whatever that particular quote is from. Again, those are all fairly simple things. You just got to be the first person to collect all 6 of those pie pieces.
And if you're watching in the live video stream, you'll get to see the game board.
Jason, bring me
up on the
put up the
screen.
game board for us, please. We have that prepared. Maybe we don't.
Da-da-da-da.
We'll have the names of the players there momentarily. There is the game board for you to follow along at home. Look at us being all professional.
Love it. Let's.
So you can see the pie pieces.
Yeah.
So who we have playing? We want to put those names.
Talk to him real quick. First up, John. Good evening, John.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. Hi. You're. I can tell by the voice. You're excited. You're ready to play some Parks Pursuit. You're gonna get all 6 pie pieces tonight, of course. What's
maybe.
No, maybe. What's your strong suit? Places, music, trivia, food. Food. All right. Good stuff. I like you're ready. John, hold on the line. John will be going first tonight, but let's talk to the rest of our contestants. We also have Jonathan. Good evening, Jonathan.
Hello. How's it going?
Good.
How many Johns do we have playing?
Where are you calling in from, Jonathan?
Tennessee.
In Tennessee. All right. Very cool. And when's the last time you've been down to Walt Disney World?
Just last month.
Oh, nice. All right.
Tokyo Disney and Disney World last month.
Oh, very cool. Well traveled. All right. So you should be doing good tonight, Jonathan. We'll look forward to hearing your answers on tonight's show. We have a returning favorite here, Gabe. Good evening, Gabe. Hey, we're not going to spend much time with you. We all know Gabe. And then we have James as well. So we have John, Jonathan, and James.
We got more Johns than OBT.
Wow. James, good evening with that introduction.
Hi.
Yeah. Where are you calling from, James?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Very cool. Very cool. So
the South representing tonight.
Which category you think you're gonna do best on tonight? Which do you like the most?
Music.
The music. All right. We'll see about that once I start playing these for you. All
If
right.
they play at the proper speed, of course.
We'll see about that. All right. So we're going to start things off with John, like I said. So, John, pick your first category: places, music, time, trivia, food, or quotes.
Let's do places.
Places. All right. In places, I'm going to give you 3 clues, and in 3 clues, you got to tell me where at Walt Disney World I am. All right. I am in a theme park. It is an entertainment venue, and you can find Stitch here sometimes.
Stitch's Great Escape.
That is incorrect. Moving down the line to
Jonathan, places, music, time, trivia, food, or quotes.
Let's go with trivia.
Trivia. All right. Give me a number between 1 and 7.
7?
7.
Yeah, 7. Okay, you're picking 7?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, 7. Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you.
Wow.
How many countries were there in World Showcase in the year 1986?
7.
No, not 7. They don't get to say it.
Gabe, which category?
Wait, isn't the question supposed to pass on to the next person?
No.
No?
You're
Okay,
playing by the 2014 rules, Gabe. Get with the time.
Music, then.
Music, Nick, all yours.
All right. Pick a number between 1 and 10.
6.
All right. 6.
That can't be right. What is
What?
that? No, disregard that.
That's the new soundtrack we got.
That's
Okay.
not, that's
all right.
not the
All
right thing.
Oh, okay. All right. Here we go. How about this one, Gabe? What attraction's this from?
A carriage without a horse. Yes, with the horseless
World
carriage.
of Motion.
Yeah.
That is Gary Owens, The Wonderful World of Motion.
Good job. All right. You got a pie piece. All right. Now pick another category.
Look at that fancy graphic. He has a pie piece.
Look at that.
Yay. Trivia.
All right, trivia. Let's see. Okay. How many show scenes with audio animatronics are there in the Carousel of Progress?
With animatronics. 4.
Yes, 4 is correct, Gabe.
Yay.
You have 2 pie pieces. So what's left? It's going to be places, time, food, and quotes.
Quotes.
Quotes. All right. Quotable quotes. Let's see what we got here. All right, here we go. Someone's been practicing.
That's it?
Yeah, someone's been practicing.
Sounds like Carousel of Progress, but that's wrong.
That is wrong. No points for knowing when you're wrong.
Well, much respect. James! How you doing?
Good.
Which category would you like?
Music, please.
Music.
Nick, take it away.
All right. Give me a number 1 through 9.
9.
Here you go.
Will the owner of a red and black land speeder vehicle ID THX1138 please return to your craft?
Tomorrowland Transit Authority?
No.
Half of these aren't even music. I had to rename this sound.
Audio
I gotta rename
sound.
this sound now.
Music. You start to play the same. You get to the same stuff over and over. All right, we're bringing up John as well. This time, John, you have no pie pieces. So which of the 6 would you like?
Food.
Food. All right, food. You can get creamy crab spinach fondue at this Epcot eatery.
Mm.
Creamy crab spinach fondue. Where at Epcot can you get that?
No idea.
Okay. Pay for effort.
That is true. Let's see. Let's go with Jonathan. You need all 6 still?
Audio.
Audio. Look at that.
Thank you for renaming the segment. Thank you.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Here you go.
Our instruments show you down to half power. I know. We lost our fuel cell. Gotta get out on the next beat. You're heading for the lungs, Captain. Air current's extremely hazardous.
Body Wars.
Yes.
With
Very
the
good.
bad guy from Fletch. And Elizabeth Shue.
All right, good job. You got a pie piece there, and pick another category.
Quotes.
Quotes. Let's see what we got in quotes. Unfortunately, none of them showed up.
Muppet Vision 3D.
That is Muppet Vision 3D.
Another pie piece
Good
for
one.
you.
Of course, Kermit when he's heading in to see Bunsen Honeydew and his assistant.
All right, places, time, trivia, food.
Food.
Food. All right, for food, let's see what we got here. You can get an ice cream martini at this Epcot eatery.
I have no idea. I would think the stand outside of France, but I don't know the name of it.
That's incorrect. Okay, 2 pie pieces.
All right, moving on now to Gabe, who also has 2 pie pieces, and you still need places, time, food, and quotes.
Just out of curiosity, what was the answer to John's food question?
We can't answer that yet.
Just in case we need to come back to it.
At the end of the game, I'll go through.
Oh, okay. Time.
All right. Delta Dream Flight closes. What year?
Okay, so Buzz opened in
Not the math again.
No, let him figure it out.
No,
Let him talk it out.
So Buzz opened in 98.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say 9. Okay, well, Delta Dream Flight or Take Flight?
Both.
Both. Okay, so when Take Flight closed, I would say
difficult.
97.
That's incorrect.
It was probably 96, right?
Well, I'll tell you later. We'll come back. All right, move on.
Good deduction
Want to
mark
move on?
there, though.
Yeah, let's do one more.
James.
James.
Trivia, please.
Trivia, all right. How many Soarin' attractions will exist worldwide by the year 2020?
What was the question again?
How many different Soarin' attractions will exist worldwide by the year 2020?
3?
Incorrect.
No, that's kind of a weird question. Things can happen.
At least planned.
At least planned. All right, good. All right. Well, we're running up against the end hour break here. It's a hard break, so we're going to keep our contestants on hold.
We'll finish this game up.
Finish the game up. This one always can go a little bit long here. We got right now we do have Gabe and Jonathan in the lead with 2 pie pieces each. John and James still looking for their first pie piece, and hopefully they'll get it when we return here on WW News Tonight.
Celebrating 50 years as Apopka's hometown station. 1520 WPCW. Apopka, Orlando. Community events, financial news, weather, traffic, and more.
A service of Salem Media Group.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters. A poignant moment tonight at the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia. Felicia Sanders, a survivor of the Charleston, South Carolina church shootings, came to the podium saying her faith gives her hope.
The Bible tells us that if we humble ourselves, pray, and turn from our wicked ways, God will forgive us and heal our land. Let us heed God's word, and in turn, may God heal our nation.
Vice President Joe Biden has already addressed the convention. President Obama is expected to conclude tonight's festivities at the Wells Fargo Arena. Hillary Clinton, the Democratic nominee for president, will accept the nomination tomorrow night. There is no love lost between Baltimore State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby and the city's police union. Mosby today dropped all the charges against the remaining defendants in the Freddie Gray case. Mosby says she didn't get the necessary cooperation from police.
There was a reluctance and an obvious bias that was consistently exemplified not by the entire Baltimore Police Department, but by individuals within the Baltimore Police Department at every stage of the investigation.
That brought a firm denial from Gene Ryan, president of the Baltimore Fraternal Order of Police.
The comments made today about our officers by Ms. Mosby were outrageous and uncalled for and simply not true.
Authorities in northern Germany say police have raided a mosque believed to be a hotspot for Islamic extremists in the city of Hildesheim. Media reports that the Interior Ministry of Lower Saxony State says the apartments of 8 leading members of the German-speaking Islam Circle Hildesheim organization were also searched. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 1.5, the Nasdaq up 30, the S&P down 2.5. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey there, this is Eric Metaxas. Lately, I've been telling you about Liberty University's online degree programs. Liberty University is the world's largest Christian university with over 95,000 students studying around the world through Liberty's online programs. While there are a lot of universities who've jumped into online education, few can deliver on the promise of a quality education with such flexibility, and even fewer can actually point to a graduate of their online program like my friend Morgan from Nashville.
I did it. I actually got my degree from Liberty University. 2 degrees, actually. Not only has this process taught me self-discipline, I've also learned that it is never too late to fulfill your dreams. And I did it all online. I did it, and you can too.
Call Liberty University now at 800-424-9595. That's 800-424-9595, 800-424-9595, or visit liberty.edu/online. Flexible, affordable, possible. Liberty University online.
On the screen. All right. Welcome back to WDW News Tonight, live on AM 1520 WBZW, live at listen.wdwnt.com, on YouTube, and of course on WDWNT, the app. Some quick housekeeping. Coming up on next week's show, we are going to do something a little special. It's for your consideration. We're going to talk about what we think, or at least we're going to do some of our own politics on this show. We're going to campaign for what we think should be some of the 45 greatest things ever at Walt Disney World. In case you're not aware, we are starting a segment soon on the podcast that still exists. It's called the 45 Greatest Things Ever at Walt Disney World. There's going to be a giant list for you to vote from. So next week we're going to do some campaigning. Also next week on the show, Jason is with us obviously every week, but he will be here along with Adam Roth from WDWCelebrations.com. They're going to talk about Worldwide 45, which is the upcoming event celebrating 45 years of Walt Disney World this September and October. So they'll be on the show next week. The week after that, it is our voting special for the 45 greatest things ever at Walt Disney World.
Oh, we're voting on that in 2 weeks?
Yeah, August 10th. And then August 17th, Nick, we're announcing this tonight. It is the return of WDWNT, the dating game. We'll have more details soon for you on that, but if you'd like to apply to play WDWNT, the dating game, if you are a single guy or girl, please email us at what
Should
you
I-
want me to email
where should
you?
Where should I send the email?
Where should you send the email? You might be playing. I don't know yet.
Oh.
We're still deciding.
They can send it to Nick at wdwnt.com. Actually, you know what? Instead of that, we're gonna. Last time we put out a form that people signed up. So we'll put a post at wdwnt.com. Look for that in the next few days.
If you want to pre-register and have Nick send you the form as soon as it's available, you can email Nick at wdwnt.com.
Sure.
How about that?
That'll show some eagerness.
Yeah, and you will immediately be considered. It's a fun idea. We didn't get to really try it last time. It didn't. It kind of fell through thanks to the male winner.
You know what? She found love.
She did anyway.
And
she had a good time.
I like to think that we were a small part of that.
We weren't, but it's okay. We had nothing to do with it. So August 17th is going to be the dating game. So the next 3 weeks are going to be interesting on the show. Of course, lots more on those shows as well. But Nick, who brings us WDW News Tonight each and every week?
Why, Tom, that would be Magical Travel. Magical Travel is an authorized Disney vacation planner and is always ready to assist you in making your next trip to the Walt Disney World Resort, Disneyland Resort, or even aboard the Disney Cruise Line even more magical. Right now, you can enjoy a 4-day, 4-night stay in a standard room at select Disney's All-Star Resort with one park per day Magic Your Way base tickets for just $1,850. Book now through August 31st, 2016 for most Sundays through Thursday nights from August 1st through November 5th. The number of rooms available for this offer is limited, so be sure to act fast. For more information on this offer and many more, just head over to magicaltravel.com and book your next Disney trip today.
All right, Nick, let's get back to the Disney Parks pursuit. Jason, if you could put the board back up for us. There's the board. You see the scores so far. Jonathan and Gabe both have 2 pie pieces. They got to get 6, so we still got a ways to go here. Nick, whose turn are we on?
We're back to the beginning. We're back to John.
Back to John. John, give us music, places, time, trivia, food, or quotes.
Let's do time.
Time. All right, for time, the final Spectro Magic Parade. What year?
2007.
Everybody keeps saying 7 and they're wrong.
7.
I can't say 7 and it's bothering me. But anyway, Jonathan.
Jonathan, which category?
Places.
Places.
All right. I'll give you 3 clues. Tell me where I am. I'm at a restaurant. It is a table service restaurant, and it is at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort.
Shutters.
I am at Shutters. Used to be really good, unfortunately.
Very good. That's your third pie piece. Still need time and time, places, and quotes. Quotes? No, trivia. Time, places, and trivia.
Time, places, trivia.
Okay, let's try time.
Let's try time. And for time, your question is going to be, in what year did Horizons close?
1999.
1999 is absolutely right.
Everybody remembers that one.
You are 2 pie pieces away.
Trivia?
Trivia. All right, let's see what we got. How long did the construction of Spaceship Earth take?
I don't know, 2 years.
Actually close.
Yeah, I had to do the math
Real
on that.
close. No, I didn't have to do the math, but he was real close. I thought about giving it to him, but
No.
we'll give everybody else a shot.
Sorry. All right, Gabe. Gabe, you have 2 pie pieces. Jonathan just took a nice lead there. Where do you want to go?
Wow. I guess places.
Places. All right. I'm at a hotel. This hotel has been closed for some time now, but you can still check in here.
Oh, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror?
That's right. It was a trick question. Good job.
Yeah.
Nice job. That's
I would
your
have
third.
also accepted Guardians of the Galaxy mission Breakout. But anyway, moving on. All right, Gabe. What's Gabe got left here?
He needs time. He needs food. He needs quotes. I can't tell orange or red.
No.
That's
Time
not
again?
What was that?
Time, I guess.
Time.
That's not our graphics people's
Time,
fault.
I guess.
It's my eyes.
The Tower of Terror opens at Disney's California Adventure.
2004?
That's right.
Nice. You caught up to Jonathan.
Mm.
Now you need some quotes or food.
Food.
Food. Tell me where you can get garlic knots at Animal Kingdom.
Pizza Safari?
Pizza Safari's right. You're one pie piece away, Gabe.
Oh, boy.
What's left? What is it?
Quotes.
Quotes. All right, quotes. Let's see.
You're taking too long to pick
I
one
know,
for
all
him.
right.
You're going to find the...
He knows you're picking the hardest one.
No, let's give him that other. I'm going to give him that other one again. I want to see if he can get it. Someone's been practicing.
Someone's been practicing. Okay.
Yes. I need an answer.
Someone's been I still don't know it.
Give me an answer. Give me a guess.
Someone's been practicing.
Straw and attraction.
Sounds like something sarcastic. It's not
I need an answer, Gabe.
Dinosaur?
No. What would you be practicing?
You're spinning.
Spin on dinosaur? That's Primeval World.
Oh, yeah.
Doofus.
That's what I thought of when I thought of dinosaurs.
All right, James.
It's a better dinosaur, right?
James, you need all the pie pieces.
You do. No, John. It's James. Never mind.
James, I know what I'm doing.
Good job.
Calm down.
Look at you.
James, where are we going? Quotes. I think he said quotes. There's a left dock and a right dock. We call it a paradox.
Jungle Cruise.
It is the world-famous Jungle Cruise. You're on the board. Where are we going next? Can't hear it. You're breaking up. I didn't get that.
One more time, John.
Audio?
Audio. All right.
That's
Hopefully you hear this.
All right. Here we go. Let's see.
This is not the audio. Nope.
No?
No. Play one of the right ones.
But that's from the
That is not. No, Mission Breakout is not one of the answers tonight. Please play one of the right ones. Would you stop? Come on. Play one of the right
All right. I'll be serious now.
If you like
All right. Enough joking around. Here's your audio.
Just believe we're all just children reaching for our dreams.
The American Adventure?
Oh, man.
No,
You're
sorry.
shining.
Sorry, James. Let's bring up John again. John, you have places. Need all the other ones.
Let's do trivia.
Trivia. How many themed lands are there currently in the Magic Kingdom?
Liberty Square, Frontierland, Adventureland, Fantasyland, and Tomorrowland. Does Main Street count?
That's up to you.
So 5 or 6 of Main Street counts.
Give me an answer, 5 or 6. What do you think? Do you think Main Street counts?
No.
It does. It is a themed land. All right, Jonathan. He needs 2 pie pieces.
Yeah.
What does he need?
He needs trivia and he needs food.
Trivia and food. Which one do you want?
Trivia.
Trivia. All right. How many stories do guests drop on the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror?
13.
13 is right. You're 1 pie piece away. So what was the last one as a quote?
Food.
Food. All right, for the win. Where can you order the Hippo Pada Mai Tai?
Skipper Canteen.
Oof. I wish.
Make it better.
Get drunk at the Magic Kingdom. Gabe, before the win, what does he need? He needs quotes, right?
But please don't give me the same one
Gabe,
again.
someone's been practicing.
No. Oh, Toy Story Mania?
It is from Toy Story Mania. Gabe wins.
They must say that, like, in the middle of one game. Like,
it's in the practice area.
Oh, great. Thank you, guys.
All right, Nick, that's enough. Thank you, everybody, for playing. You're all going to get a prize from Theme Park Connection. Check them out online at themeparkconnection.com. And, of course, visit their wonderful retail location in Orlando, Florida, just 2 blocks away from the Florida Mall. Again, check them out online, themeparkconnection.com. All right, we've wasted enough time. Nick, I want to quickly talk about the Abracadabra.
Oh, okay.
Just quickly, because I'm sure we'll talk about it more on the podcast, and I know I still have a review to post at this point.
So it's time to talk about food.
Yeah.
Or drink.
Okay, crackpots, let's get cooking!
Look, I'm not the only one dancing.
Let me start off by saying, usually, if I am among the first guests to experience something, I feel a connection with it. I usually pretty much on board with anything to do with it. I usually love it. I was the absolute first guest, bar none, to enter the Abracadabra ever. That being said, it was not good. It was not a good experience. As far as theming goes, it is beautiful. It is a gorgeous space. It's not very big, but it's just really meant to be the bar waiting area for Flying Fish, which will open in a couple weeks. And it's a cool-looking menu. Now, I did enjoy one drink, the Pepper's Ghost, which, Jason, if you go back up to the blue menu, the blue side of the menu, the Pepper's Ghost is there. It's a really, really good drink. Can you zoom in? I can't even remember what was in it. If you can zoom in, I can maybe read again what I had in there. But it was really good. A little spice to it. A lot of the drinks are very old-fashioned, fairly simple. Yeah, so it was citrus, pineapple, vodka.
Ciroc, pineapple, vodka, and habanero lime.
You're probably not, Mike. Habanero lime.
Habanero lime, yes.
So it's got a little bit of kick to it. Again, nothing really all that crazy. They tried to keep it simple. It is supposed to be 30s style. So the drinks that you might be able to get back in the 1930s. But other than that, everything was really very standard, if not just not good. The drinks were, and we tried everything on that front page. All of the specialty drinks, nothing. Even the non-alcoholic were just kind of lackluster. There wasn't anything all that special about it. And it's sad because it's a beautiful interior. The backstory is wonderful. It's about these magicians used to meet here and share trade secrets, and then one night they pulled off their greatest trick ever, and they all vanished at exactly 1:13 a.m. So on the 13s every hour, in the portraits hanging above you, they vanish for a minute, which is fantastic. And there are all sorts of great little nods to things. There's Jason. Actually, we have a video on YouTube, Jason. If you could pull up the video for people, you could play like the video for a minute, maybe, while I'm talking about it. So, like, the theming's impeccable. There's an SEA, which is the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, which ties into Jungle Navigation Company and all those things. So there's a fez from that sitting up there. There's a frame that's just keys that they would have used to get out of, straitjackets and things like that in various, tricks. And you can see that right now. Jason's showing you all the video that's up on YouTube already, which is a very quick look around and then a look at some of the magical, quote-unquote, magical drink transformations. It's a really cute little space. It's gorgeous inside, but unfortunately the drink menu is just very and I feel bad that it is. Some really great Disney references, like there's a drawer that says bed knobs next to a drawer that says broomsticks. There you see the straitjacket. Look at that. There's a little rabbit holding back the curtains in the window. Beautiful little space. I wanted it to be better than it is. This is one of the supposed magic tricks where she'll pour that drink back into, that's the Conjurita. She'll pour that back into the silver cup. It'll change colors and she'll pour it back into the cup, which really isn't magic. But Nick, I'll go back with you. I know you want to go, so we'll definitely go back and try it again, but it was just very, very underwhelming. Annie, our server, was wonderful, though. I've had Annie at Skipper Canteen. She's now over there at Abracadabra.
Do all the drinks come with magic tricks?
No, just that
ones.
one. There is a non-alcoholic one where you'll see after this, if we get that far, they basically just pour liquid over cotton candy and it vanishes, which really isn't all that magic. That's what liquid does to cotton candy.
So it's a little bit of a show.
Annie was wonderful, though. Kudos to
Annie.
Yeah. But otherwise, it just was very lackluster. You get popcorn. That's your bar snack is popcorn.
Okay, cool. I like that.
Yeah.
There's no food offerings, though, right?
No food. No food. Yeah. See, it turned pink.
That's cool.
Yeah, but there was probably something in the cup. She didn't show us the cup to be like, look, there's nothing in it. Maybe that is the trick. I don't know.
I think it's real magic.
But I everybody was so looking forward to this, and I was really
Lackluster,
really
huh?
disappointed. Yeah, Jason, could you fast forward a little? Because you're just going to do the Conjurita again.
All right.
There you go. So here's the non-alcoholic one, and the magic is that you pour liquid on cotton candy, and guess what happens, folks?
It
Not so much
liquefies.
magic as it is science. And you also only get 3/4 of a cup of the non-alcoholic drink, which is also magic, I suppose. Look, it changed color. Oh, this is going to change color. Watch. This is the other non-alcoholic drink.
I like how they blocked the camera.
She did, because it's a magic trick. You
It is.
You can't see how she did it. How did she do it? I don't know.
That's amazing.
That drink next to it, that sort of nasty colored one, was the worst drink I've ever had on
So
Disney
you're saying there was
property.
nothing you drank there that tasted
Pepper's
good?
Ghost.
Okay.
Pepper's Ghost. I will go back. I'll get a Pepper's Ghost when we go back.
All right.
We'll try. Don't go to the Diz. Get out of here. Close that. Anyway,
but I'm sure you had a much better experience over at the Plaza at Magic
that was
Kingdom.
terrible. Let's not even talk about it.
All right.
Read the review. I gave it like a 0.
What can you just pinpoint what was wrong? Was the food quality just that bad, or was it just a change in the menu?
The menu changed items. The new items were not good.
Okay.
The loaded fries were not good.
Did
The
you lose
loss of
items
the
that you
steak-
still love?
My turkey sandwich, which I've been ordering for 20 years, is gone.
All right.
But the new items we tried were not good. The brisket burger was not good. The fried green tomato sandwich was not good.
Mm-hmm.
The fry change is bad. That being said, if you're still going to just go here and get dessert, absolutely go to Plaza. The dessert hasn't changed. There, in fact, are new options, and they're fine. As far as entrees and appetizers are concerned, it's gone down.
All right.
And hopefully they'll get the memo. And our server said, like, since the fry change, she has had customers get up and leave before they ordered anything. That's how important the fries are to people. But
no. All right.
But Nick, before we move on to our discussion this week,
Mm-hmm.
it is time for another visit to the wonderful world of psychotic comments.
Oh, we love taking a look at the comments you guys leave us at WDWNT.com. And so I'm going to lead off with the one I'm calling the sarcastic comment of the week, Tom. This was in the White Tower of Terror closing a California Adventure Really Doesn't Matter article.
I pissed off a lot of people.
Randy wrote in, let Florida have their tacky Marvel in all its faddish glory. Quote, yes, waiter, I'll take some Marvel along with some Gloria Estefan and a side of Orlando Magic.
Do we like Gloria Estefan here? Is that a thing?
She is from Miami.
Yeah, that's not Orlando, you doofus.
So there you go. How about the biggest exaggeration in a comment that I came across? This was in your one about your review of the Plaza. Yolanda wrote in, we're fans of Disney characters, but a trip to Subway or McDonald's is more enticing than Disney World. Really sad. I don't see how that's even a thing.
Eat fresh.
This one, I just brought this one up from William on the photo report of Animal Kingdom, only because I was right there with him, because it was a weird thing. Because you have the picture up of this sign that said, turkey legs available in our quality beverage. All right, and I thought it meant that they were giving drinks made of turkey legs.
Yeah.
Yes. So this guy was right along with it. He thought they were making turkey smoothies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's coming soon.
All right, how about our most politically incorrect comment of the week? You ready for this one?
Go ahead.
This is Disney World adding calorie counts to the counter service menu boards, of course. There were a lot of pretty bad comments there, but this one was definitely the best. Shauna wrote in, usually I'm stunned how overweight the Disney crowd is. Usually never the groups traveling from Brazil. Always the Americans. The number of people in electric scooters for simply being morbidly obese is embarrassing. There you go. And then
clearly a Brazilian tourist trying to extract their revenge on us.
Yes. And then we have the awkward comment of the week. We're going to leave you with this one. This is from Dave. This is on the Marvel Tower of Terror story. This is in Guardians of the Galaxy story. He said, he didn't like it. He didn't like it, and he said, I'd rather shower at Penn State than have Marvel in the parks.
Oh, that's a rough one. Wow.
A little awkward there.
Ooh, tough room.
It got a little weird. All right.
Wonderful world of psychotic comments.
So there you go. It's always fun to read your comments at WWNT.com. All right, so when we get back, Tom, we're going to talk to our panel, talk to the WWNT panel, and the topic tonight?
It just doesn't fit. Which attractions just don't belong where they are?
There you go. We'll do that and more. Of course, Who's Angry at Tom as well to close the show, as always, when we return here on WDW News Tonight.
Imagine an acne treatment breakthrough that even Proactive says is better than Proactive. Announcing today's Proactive Plus, the revolutionary way to clear your skin from the #1 name in acne care. Proactive Plus is our best, most effective solution ever. And when you call 1-800-738-1912 today, you can have it tomorrow. Proactive Plus is the modern acne miracle that treats your skin beautifully. The plus means more. More precise, targeted medicine for faster, gentler acne prevention. Plus, more skin-loving solutions so your complexion can look bright and beautiful.
I am just so happy with Proactive Plus. I don't think my skin has ever looked this good.
Call 1-800-738-1912. Be one of the first to try Proactive Plus. Guaranteed 100% risk-free. Call right now and even the shipping is free. Call 1-800-738-1912. 1-800-738-1912.
The City of Apopka reminds you to think twice when you recycle. More and more unrecyclable materials are showing up in city curbside collections. So here are some handy tips to make sure that we all recycle properly. Do not put plastic shopping bags in your curbside recycling. It's best to gather up your plastic bags and return them to the grocery store. Do not recycle plastic hoses or tubing, toys, or structural plastic. Don't recycle styrofoam and packing foam. Also avoid window or sheet glass, ceramics, light bulbs, food-contaminated paper, such as greasy pizza boxes or fast food wrappers, photos, and hardcover books, appliances, metal pipes, or automotive parts. It's harmful to the environment, so do not put hazardous household waste in city recycling bins, such as toxic or flammable chemicals, computers, or televisions. Although some of these items can be recycled, residents should take them to a special disposal and recycling facility. In Orange County, that facility is on L.B. McLeod. So when you recycle, make sure you include only plastic items with a recycling number 1 through 7 stamped on the bottom. Metals include aluminum drink cans and foil. Wash out containers before disposing them. When it comes to paper, newspaper, magazines, paper bags, and old mail are easy recyclables. But please do not recycle wet cardboard or shredded paper. We don't want to see any interruption in your recycling service, so for a complete list of recyclables, go to apopka.net.
Remember the magic, Nick. That Tower of Terror in California.
I always do.
Do you remember when they didn't spend money? All right, let's see Jason laughing. Remember when Eisner was almost out the door? Let's move on. It's time for the in-depth discussion of the week, brought to you, of course, by WDWNT, the app. And this week's discussion is, it just doesn't fit. Which attractions, and we'll open this not just to Florida, we'll talk about California, we'll talk about Disney parks around the world, even if need be. Which attractions just don't belong where they are, because that's been the argument with Guardians of the Galaxy. It doesn't belong in Hollywoodland. It doesn't belong in California Adventure. It doesn't belong where the Tower of Terror stands now. So joining us for this discussion, of course, there's me and Nick, but we have David Smith. Hello, David.
Hey there.
Ashley Jasmer. We have...
Hi.
I'll give you time, Jason, to switch to everybody there.
Hi.
Dustin's here.
Hello.
Goose. And yeah, that's everybody. Okay, so illustrious panel, who wants to start first? Who's got a good one? What just doesn't belong? One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. What is it?
All right, I think the one that really strikes out. So as soon as you start saying which attraction just doesn't fit, you can go through every single park and say, okay, there's things that we just don't like, or we think that there's, a missing element, maybe Frozen in Norway. The concept just doesn't work. But I actually picked for my very first one something that was built at the time that was a great idea that has been superseded by another park, and that would be the Jungle Cruise. I think right now the Jungle Cruise just doesn't belong. It doesn't fit within the Magic Kingdom because there's nothing new about it. We've already done that. Animals themselves, belong in the Animal Kingdom. I think that if we were to bring that into the 21st century and really showcase new audio animatronics or even animals themselves. I think that if Walt had his plan from the very beginning, it would have been real animals, so why not put them in the animal kingdom?
I love Tom's disturbed face when he said that.
That's not what I thought we were going to hear. I didn't expect to hear Jungle Cruise.
I mean, you cannot have a Magic Kingdom without a Jungle Cruise. I don't care.
You can, but it usually sucks.
I'm not, I don't. It may not, it may not be 21st century.
You, French.
But it actually, in terms
when we're
of theme,
talking about the fit, that was my goal. I could have went somewhere else, but I think to start out with, it was something that maybe back in the day would have been really great. And I'm talking about the Jungle Cruise in Florida. I'm not talking about the Jungle Cruise in Disneyland, because that's a completely different experience.
Well, I want to hear what David has. David had something to say about this.
I mean, I guess I was thinking of this question in terms of what would fit the theme of the area where it is, and Jungle Cruise absolutely fits that theme of Adventureland. I mean, it is almost the entry point to Adventureland, and you go deeper into it, and you have other types of adventures. So I'm not sure I'm on board with the Jungle Cruise one yet.
And a lot of Adventureland is sort of that kitschy humor. I mean, Tiki Room has a lot of that, and I mean, the Aladdin attraction isn't much, but the Aladdin movie has, a lot of that style of humor too. So I mean,
well, the Tiki Room ended up on my list too.
Oh.
Whoa.
I put them all in the
This
Animal
is going to be
Kingdom.
your last show.
Send your hate mail to Dustin.
I want to throw out the obvious one. I'm sure someone's going to have this laugh floor. Nobody seems to think laugh floor fits in Tomorrowland.
Yeah, that was on my list. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a stretch.
It is a bit of a stretch. I can understand that one. I still like it. I don't think it's that big of a stretch. They're kind of sci-fi. It should probably be sci-fi land.
I actually, since you're in Tomorrowland, one thing that I don't think fits there at all is Carousel of Progress.
Yep.
Carousel of Progress.
As much as we all love it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But Carousel of Progress, if anywhere, belongs, in Epcot at the post show of Spaceship Earth, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah.
It certainly doesn't belong in Tomorrowland. I mean, in 50s or 1960s, it was certainly looking forward to the future. But
It kind of was. Tomorrowland kind of was in some respects Epcot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So it certainly fit fine in Tomorrowland when it first debuted in Tomorrowland, but not nowadays anymore. No, not at all.
Well, I'd take it kind of a step further and kind of using my same argument that I used about Future World at Epcot last week. I'd say, honestly, Tomorrowland shouldn't really exist in a Magic Kingdom anymore. I know Tom's going to yell at me for that. I do. I think it's a high ideal to try to live up to in this day and age that we're living in, where the technology is just on such a high curve, a steep curve that we
but
just.
That's why I think it should celebrate sci-fi. But I like the name Tomorrowland.
And that's fine.
I've always been a big fan of the idea of what if if we had the rights, what if it became the Stark Expo? If it was Tomorrowland Stark Expo, and it was these fake characters with these big corporations introducing new concepts, like you could have By and Large and Encom and Stark Industries, all these big fake companies showing you things that probably will never be part. But are indeed our view of the future now. Our view of the future now is very much affected by the science fiction movies we watch. Iron Man, in many respects, embodies a lot of what Tomorrowland is. It's this man using technology to better the world, and of course there are bad guys who want to use that technology. And but it very much embodies Tomorrowland in that it's very much a view of the future. It's something that doesn't exist in the real world, but maybe someday could be obtainable. And I think even though it is based on a franchise, it very much captures what original Tomorrowland was about.
I like that. Kind of switching our view of Tomorrowland to a more sci-fi type thing than hey, this is what we think is going to happen tomorrow. Because that's what it has been up until, that's what it tried to be.
And I mean, Nick, you make a good point, because Tomorrowland was futuristic until 1982 when the future got its own park. Or at least its own half a park. So Future World in Epcot is really the extension of Tomorrowland. So, this got me thinking actually that if they were going to put a Marvel Land in Florida, where would I least hate it to go?
Hollywood Studios.
Well, no, I mean, thematically it might belong in Hollywood Studios, but if you're doing the sci-fi kind of thing, Tomorrowland at the Magic Kingdom is a good fit.
Yeah, I would put Iron Man in Tomorrowland in a heart, but even the same thing with Hulk. The Hulk is all about, and the same thing with Captain America. Even there's the super soldier serum and that kind of stuff. It's still all technology based. It's very sci-fi, but very futuristic. I wouldn't put Thor and stuff like that, even though the Thor meet and greet existed in Tomorrowland in California. But
so would you have two separate Marvel lands? Like one in Hollywood Studios?
Let's not be Universal. Is there a train that connects the two?
No,
Marvel
Iron
World.
Man built like a super fast monorail to get you there.
I don't think you would need two separate Marvel lands. I think you could certainly. Here would be my ideal. My ideal would be Hollywood Studios is the Star Wars park, and Star Wars Land is going to make up a huge portion of that park. And there's always going to be material for expansion, I would say, of Star Wars Land. Marvel Land, if you're going to put science fiction in Tomorrowland as Marvel Land, you've got enough land between all of Tomorrowland and then the Speedway is an enormous amount of property. And that actually is, there's no better excuse to get rid of Tomorrowland Speedway than you're retheming the entire land to science fiction.
Not that it takes much of an idea to warrant the removal.
Well, no, but it hasn't happened yet. That's the.
Can we talk about the Tomorrowland Speedway being something that doesn't fit? What
Yes, I mean,
future technology does a 70s gas-burning car that requires cast members get hazard pay?
It wasn't future when it was built at the beginning. So you're right. I mean, no matter what viewpoint we go with Tomorrowland or what theme we think it has, there is no iteration of that where Speedway fits in.
Well, they could have like green self-driving cars.
We have those on the roads. Those are not the future.
It's not the future, right? I mean, to be completely honest, it seems like the only Tomorrowland attraction that does fit is Stitch's Great Escape.
Or the TTA.
What about Space Mountain?
Well, no, Space Mountain is a 1960s roller coaster technology.
But it's taking you to space.
You're going through space.
I know. You're going through some dark building with
a starport is a very futuristic idea. We don't have those yet.
It is. I know. It'd be nice if you actually visited a starport at the end of Space Mountain.
You do. You pass all the ads.
One of the big things that we're seeing right now is we have that feeling of what the classic Magic Kingdom or classic Disney is all about. Where I went with the Jungle Cruise is very similar to what Nick just said when it came to Tomorrowland, that there are different parks available for these attractions, be it Tiki Room or Fine Jungle Cruise.
Where
but
else
I will
would you
definitely
put the Tiki Room?
No, I will stand behind my number one choice with the Swiss Family Treehouse. That should be that is in the Animal Kingdom. They have a treehouse, they just haven't put all the stairs and everything in it. Why does that belong in Adventureland?
What are you gonna? Hold on. Everybody, hold on a second.
Dustin just wants to take
what are you gonna put in Adventureland?
Pirates. Like that's all that's left.
Adventureland is all about adventures, and when was the last time that you actually saw the Swiss Family Robinson or any of those movies? We have new adventures that we can go on.
I still like the idea of a boat cruise, but I do agree with you that
When's the
I
last time
wouldn't
anyone saw
mind,
Song of the South? And Splash Mountain's still pretty damn
I
relevant.
wouldn't mind seeing some awesome technology incorporated into the Jungle Cruise. Maybe some jumbotrons with some sunsets.
Jungle Cruise is about.
You know.
So Dustin's attack.
It's supposed to take you back to like a 1930s, 40s adventure.
Exactly. We'll make it a little more adventurous. And we have better technology to do better
Throwing
things.
spears at you. What do you mean it's not adventurous?
Let's actually throw spears.
So Dustin's attacked like 50% of Adventureland, but he has not mentioned magic carpets.
Okay, can I get
one thing that actually probably doesn't belong?
That's very true, but I couldn't find out where to put it. I was like, do we put that in
tell
Epcot?
them where to put it.
It's a spinner. It's a spinner. So I'm going to get back onto the good pages of everyone and say Walt Disney One Man's Dream belongs on Main Street.
Okay.
That's a good
I can get on
That's
board
fair.
with
Yeah.
that.
That's fair. So since Dustin's doing most of the trolling, let me take my turn. Now, when I say this, I don't want it to necessarily be removed, but in reality, in my mind, Small World doesn't really fit into Fantasyland.
I had thought about
Nuts.
that one.
Where would you put it?
World
Epcot?
Showcase.
Yeah.
Between World Showcase and Future World.
It's a great
Right up
spot
the
right
limit.
there. I think there used to be a restaurant that, is taking up space that we can definitely just put it right there.
Imagine if you entered World Showcase like through that Small World Disneyland
that'd be
facade.
amazing.
How cool would that be?
That's why I like Disneyland, because Small World is off by itself.
It is. It
Where it
got
should
its
be.
own area, which was the right thing to do.
All right, what about currently, and I know that it is going to go away, but Sum of All Thrills. I think Sum of All Thrills from the very beginning, yes, the technology is there, but I would have rather seen it been put into Disney Quest when they first put it in and actually saved that business.
But another company paid for it, and they wanted to put it someplace it would actually be seen.
Cyberspace Mountain is what Disney Quest has. That's, I guess, along the same lines, but some of all
fit. Sum of All Thrills was one of those. Looking back on it, it just, when you think about that location, it's a great ride technology. I just don't know how well it fit in the current and future iterations of that of Future World.
How about this? I don't think Innoventions fits anywhere.
It barely exists.
Well, yeah, I mean, most of the stuff that's in Innoventions is there because it doesn't have any other place to go, and some company's willing to pay money to have it somewhere. But really, none of Innoventions is any sort of cohesive theme, and half of it is Character Spot, which is absurd.
There's only 3 functioning exhibits right now. It's Sum of All Thrills,
Colortopia,
and what's the weather one? Stormstruck.
Is the IBM one still there?
Oh, that whole side's gone.
Yeah, that's all gone, isn't it?
Yeah. So, like, Innoventions is an enormous waste of space, really.
Well, it always was.
Well, it's worse
Except
now, though.
when Don't Waste It was there, because Don't Waste It was the best.
It was the best. Don't Waste It and the Velcro exhibit. Where
Velcro was good.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
Right.
How about the Pixar Short Film Festival?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That definitely came to
not
mind.
fit.
Studios.
That should be a studio.
Hollywood
What about?
Studios, but they don't have the space for it.
Yeah.
I don't think any of Dinosaur Land actually, Dino USA fits in Animal Kingdom except for Dinosaur. Because it doesn't make any sense. You go on this ride, and I think it's a fabulous ride. You get to see the animals. You go back in time to see them when they existed. It makes sense. But then you go outside, and they're throwing a whole big street fair carnival. So have they come back in time, or like are we supposed to be like those are the ones that came back with us? Did we get more than just?
So Dino Land, I'm going to fight for Dino Land because I think Dino Land is one of the most amazing cohesive stories. So number one, the Dino Institute is established because this is an area where they find dinosaur bones. It's a place where the study was developed because that's why the boneyard's there. They're finding real fossils there at the boneyard. So in turn, they open the Institute. When the Institute opened, it becomes a tourist attraction. And so Chester and Hester, the same way everyone on iDrive did, open this cheap roadside stand. The shop is so successful that they open like little cheap roadside attractions to make some money.
But I thought the
that's why it's
implication was that the implication was that Chester and Hester were dinosaurs.
No, we're not going to have this argument, but Chester and Hester are not dinosaurs.
They're not?
A long time.
There's a picture of them in the store. They are
I've
people.
never seen that picture. I've only
Two
seen
dinosaurs
ads.
that walk around are not were not real dinosaurs. They were people in suits named after Chester and Hester because Chester and Hester named them.
Well,
Why
they
would they
don't
not
make
name
that
the two
clear.
ugly walk-around dinosaurs in their area after themselves?
No, it makes sense now, but they do not make that clear.
No,
So
I'm with Ashley. I am 100%
totally.
with Ashley when it comes to the fit.
Oh.
No,
I
I
disagree.
actually
Primeval World and Triceratops Spin are garbage, but you cannot argue the backstory of Dino Land.
I actually Tom swayed my vote. It makes sense now. But again, just I don't pay much attention to that land because again the rides are garbage and just what little I
You
knew.
don't have to
that's
like
what
it,
I
but you
thought.
can't argue the depth and how much it makes
No,
sense.
it makes sense now. So I take mine back. Sorry. But again, they kind of implied that they were dinosaurs, and that's what I thought it
For the
did.
record, actually, you can disagree with me. It's really okay.
No, I have and I will.
He's joking.
But
You
that
can't.
Don't let Tom win.
No, but no, really, that does. It makes sense now.
You know what,
It was only
surprisingly-
on the basis of them being dinosaurs.
I love that you brought up the Animal Kingdom, though, because when you go through the Animal Kingdom, every single one of those attractions fit. They actually did a really good job when you look at
That's
everything.
because they designed the whole park at one time.
Well, when you only have 4 attractions, it's pretty hard to not have them fit the area around them. I mean,
Well, and as they added, so you had Tough to Be a Bug, Finding Nemo, the musical, all of those, the Flights of Wonder, they all cohesively belong with the Animal Kingdom, and you can't really put them.
Nemo's in kind of a weird spot, though. You can
An
fight for
awkward
the
position.
location.
Yeah, if they had some kind of like seas or ocean lead in to where he.
Or at least like some dead area where that made sense. But the problem is now it's lumped between. It's more so in Asia than it is in Dino Land, and the problem is now there's that beautiful viewing area, and then there's just this weird, big stucco theater building behind the viewing area. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think that they should redo the Nemo musical because it's getting a little stale. But when you're looking at it, the Animal Kingdom itself was one of the parks that when you look at the overall perspective, they did a really good job with the fit.
Okay,
Unlike, something like the studios where you have probably my biggest...
I'm taking you off camera now. I'm joking. Go ahead. Finish your point.
Disney Junior live on stage doesn't belong where it is. It doesn't fit in that area. It belongs in the Magic Kingdom.
Animated?
Oh, it's a travesty, no matter what.
Well, it's not that it's a great attraction, but it is animated and it's in
That's
animation.
not even about animation anymore. Half of it's Star Wars.
Well,
Well,
no,
it
but I
doesn't
mean,
fit
it's still
now.
called Animation Courtyard.
No, it's not.
Well, what do they call it now?
They don't call it anything.
Well, what do they call that whole
They
section
call
of
it
the park?
Roller
the
parking.
right side of the park. Because it is the
ridiculous.
right side
Pull
of the
out the
park.
map. What do they
What, the
call
rest
it?
of it is just this shadowy place and then Star Wars? I don't get it. What do
It's-
they call it if it's not animation?
I think it's just Courtyard. I don't think it's. I don't know. Maybe it still is, but there's things that aren't animated in it.
Well, before
Well.
Star Wars,
It was Animation Courtyard.
it belonged there.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
It was fine before
I will
that.
agree with that.
That's
That
fine.
being said, Bear in the Big Blue House wasn't animated, so that didn't belong there. But... David,
So-
you were
But
gonna
even
go
Star
on.
Wars doesn't fit.
I have a really stupid question because I haven't been able to figure this out. Where does Nemo live? Because in the first movie, he goes across the ocean to Sydney.
Yeah.
Second movie, he goes across the ocean to California. So, which across the ocean is he going across?
So they
He
have
lives
to
in the
live.
middle of the
He's in
Pacific Ocean.
He's in Hawaii.
He's right in the middle somewhere, and he goes one way or the other.
Or
Sorry.
could he not live in Africa, like on the coast of Africa somewhere?
So Marlin and
He'd have had,
Nemo
he'd
are
have to
actually...
swim past, no. He'd
they're
have to swim
Australian
past Australia
clownfish.
to.
So
So
that he
the,
didn't
the
really
actual
go across the ocean.
location is, because they're Australian clownfish, they actually live off the Great Barrier Reef.
So they didn't really travel that far.
So
to get
Sydney's not that impressive.
Not
Anyway,
really.
moving back to the topic, the one that I'm going to choose because Disney actually lists this as an attraction, and I say this as a person who has a 1-inch by half-inch square, Leave a Legacy.
Did you come up with this
Oh.
because I put it in the tweet?
Oh, I didn't even see that. Did you?
Because
Sorry.
I tweeted, when I tweeted about talking about attractions that don't fit, I used a picture of Leave a Legacy.
In fact, it doesn't even
That's
fit on the
great.
attraction list, let alone.
No, it doesn't. But I agree 100%. Go
Yep.
ahead, continue. I have one of those little squares too, but
That's unfortunate that you all wasted your money on them.
Yes.
actually they were
You
giving
could
them
have
out free for the longest
you
time.
had a brick. When did you buy a brick?
I would have liked a brick.
I would have bought a brick. They were giving out Leave a Legacy free when you got the
When you bought the I'm a sucker package.
No, well, yeah, you got the free, but you could get a free. That's where I got my free.
That's like if someone said, "Book a trip to Disney World and I'll punch you in the face."
But you could pick. Every person in your room got a free item, and that was one of them. So we didn't need 6 plastic Spaceship Earth miniatures. We got 3 of them. So one of them was Leave a Legacy. It was free. I didn't pay any money for it.
Spaceship Earth would have been a better investment. Anyway. Anyone have any other ones? Any other ones come to mind?
Well, Frozen Ever After, but that's kind of a good
I still don't agree.
I like where it is.
Yeah.
Is Avatar going to be on anybody's list once it opens, or is that yet to be seen?
It's
already on the list.
What list of negatives is it not on?
It'll be beautiful, but it still makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
If
Hard to
we're
argue.
going off of the animation mentality with Disney Junior, what about Mickey's PhilharMagic? I love it as an attraction. Don't get me wrong. I
thought
love
about
this
that too.
attraction. But as an animated show, wouldn't it be better fit in the studios?
I don't think it is, because
No.
you have to suspend disbelief to be in that world where they are putting on a concert that's magical.
Ooh, good
It should be
response
an
there.
animation courtyard, wherever that ends up being, along with.
See, like Toon Studio, if it was like Toon Studio in Paris, it would fit because it is supposed to be like the studio
Yes.
run by
Yep.
Toons, like sort of out of Roger Rabbit, but it's not. It's
I will say,
Hollywood Studios is supposed to be real in a sense.
I do wish in Fantasyland that at least somehow it still looked like, I don't know, like a Fantasyland version of a concert hall, because I do think the building isn't themed well. But I think the show itself fits. But I wish the building was themed more somehow. It's like a meeting hall or a concert hall.
Well, it's from the same time period as the DCA Tower of Terror, so you get what you expect out of it.
Wow.
How about every group that that followed Off Kilter in Canada?
Oh.
Off Kilter wasn't even Canadian.
Paper
Let's
bag
just go with
band?
that.
No
They
paper bag band,
tried.
Nick? No, they didn't. They tried. That's like saying the people that designed Tower of Terror for DCA tried. They
Well, you
didn't
guys
try.
know all the guys
Hey, they
from
were
Off
given
Kilter.
much to work with.
You guys know everyone from Off Kilter wasn't actually Canadian. So
What does
Jamie and
that
all those
say?
guys.
What does that say about your country, Dustin?
Ah,
If the best act that Pavilion's ever had was all the non-Canadians.
Canadians.
Hey, I'm just saying, Canadians would come down and work. It's the visas, it's that kind of a thing. So it was a lot easier to get people who are from Florida and from, I think one of the guys was from South Carolina. It worked out.
No, they
perfectly.
definitely weren't Canadian, but they were good.
They were good.
They didn't wear paper bags on their
They
head.
weren't really playing Canadian music either, though.
No? What is Canadian music?
I don't know. It's
Hey, come
Dustin.
on.
A lot of
Justin
Morissette.
Bieber.
No.
Justin Bieber.
No. We got rid of Justin Bieber. We sent him to Atlanta before he was, what he is today. So that doesn't
He ain't
work
here
for
no
us.
more.
We're running out of
He's
time
got
here, so
one away.
rapid fire. If anyone's got any left, let's hear them.
Impressions of France.
Why does it not fit?
Just kidding. I don't know. I got scared. It was rapid fire. I had to think of something.
Nick panicked.
Oh, my.
I'm going to bring up DCA for a minute. As much as I love it, A Bug's Land. A Bug's Land makes absolutely no sense. I know the whole thing about it's a farm, and there's farms in California.
There's bugs in
No,
California.
this is stupid. This is incredibly stupid. Cars Land fits. Route 66 car culture is such a huge part of California. That's why it's so loved out there. Not that it wouldn't be here in Florida also, but cars are something special to people out there. But Bugs Land is meaningless. It doesn't fit in that part. It's the only land that really doesn't fit in that part. It makes absolutely no sense. And you don't have to stretch much at all to fit things in the California Adventure, but that one is nonsense. Complete nonsense. I hate to say this, but sitting in a tractor for a photo op made more sense.
How about the Little Mermaid at California Adventure?
No, because it's in an aquarium building on the pier. It doesn't really make sense what's in it, but it could still be just a pier attraction. Like, you'd find a dark ride on a pier anyway.
Yeah.
Well, what about the Little Mermaid at the studios, the Voyage of the Little Mermaid?
It's a stage show with live performers. I mean, it's at studio.
Yeah, and it's in Animation Courtyard. Because it was an animated
Yeah.
I just look at the, what doesn't fit. And I think that when you're looking at the Voyage of the Little Mermaid, yes, it's a stage show, but so is Beauty and the Beast, so is Finding Nemo. It's all about where it fits within the cohesive story.
Yeah,
I have a hard time arguing that nothing fits in studios, though. Right?
Yeah.
If you put the theme out there.
But I mean,
Yeah, I mean, why are you magically riding through the movies inside a movie theater? I mean, it's just a suspension of disbelief thing.
I can't believe I paid full price to get into this half a park. That's
the real suspension of belief. Yeah.
No,
right?
but Dustin's right. Like Finding Nemo the musical, Beauty and the Beast, and Voyage of the Little Mermaid are the same exact type of attraction, and they're in 3 different places in 2 different parks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that if we were to play Imagineer and have all the different pieces that we would want to build the 4 parks and Disney Springs, we could have so much fun. But when it comes down to what we currently have, I think the Magic Kingdom got the most of our time because it was built first. So because of that, there were a lot of attractions that if the Animal Kingdom or if the studios or Epcot were built at that time back in the early 70s, you would have had a different overall park.
Every park they've ever built breaks away from those existing themes. It's hard. There isn't really more than those existing themes. I mean, the original themes of the Magic Kingdom and Disneyland cover most bases. I mean, even Tokyo Disney Sea, which is a wonderful park, still basically has a Tomorrowland, still basically has, all of those different lands. They're just, slightly, different themes, but still very much represent the same sort of stuff. Like Port Discovery very much represents Tomorrowland. So and Adventureland's represented in Arabian Coast and the area with Indiana Jones, which is the Lost River Delta. I mean, it's pretty much represented. But we're running out of time. Panel, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Nick, before we end this thing, there's always one thing we have to do.
Well, actually, Tom, our weekly discussion segment brought to you tonight by WDWNT, the app, the official mobile application of Who wrote this? Of WDW News Today. This app brings you all the latest Disney Parks news, WDWNT.com podcasts, including WDW News Tonight, streamed right to your mobile device, park hours, videos, as well as the ability to listen and chat live with us on the go. It's very, very cool as well. Download the app today for iOS, Android, and Amazon devices by searching for WDWNT or visit WDWNT.com for more information. WDWNT, the app, bringing the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news anywhere you want it. That's a tongue twister, but I got it done. There you go. And now it's time to find out who hates Tom now.
After that.
All right, Tom.
Where's the intro?
The guy yelling, "I hate you."
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that. There you go. All right, Tom. Rivers of Light and Animal Kingdom may be nearing completion. Charles writes in, this article says nothing. There's a rumor that something may or may not happen. Useless with 3 exclamation points. Useless, Tom. How about new menu effectively ruins the Plaza restaurant at the Magic Kingdom? Mad and Ola writes in, I have just read another review on a different site, and they enjoyed the new menu.
Can I guess who the other review was? Let me guess, it's the Disney Food Blog, who's never disliked the food item in the history of existence.
And then Tom,
they lerved it, Nick. They lerved it.
2 more Guardians of the Galaxy attractions for Disney Parks to be announced at San Diego Comic-Con, ? So ROJ2323 writes in, so when is the Comic-Con? This seems like an important piece of info to leave out of the post, Tom. And then Dave writes in. Now, Dave, this was a post on your rumor post about the Guardians Tower couple days before Comic-Con. Someone asked him how certain he is that you're wrong, Tom. And he writes, I am 110% certain. These people also insisted that the subs were goners and insisted Toontown was getting dipped at Disneyland.
I
the
never
article
said
on
subs.
here
That was Mike's
taken
chat.
down out of humiliation when Disney announced Toontown wasn't going anywhere and discredited them. Tower of Terror is incredibly popular at DCA, and Disney is fully aware of this.
Number one, I refuse to be lumped in with that subs rumor,
Really
'cause that
quickly,
was my...
Standard Staples backed you up. He wrote in, "Eat crow, baby. At least you're guaranteed a mention on News Tonight now."
Look at that! That's
Back you
awesome.
are.
And remember, kids, one stormy night long ago, 5 passengers stepped on board an elevator and into a nightmare.
Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka.
Celebrating 50 years